Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hey, you Potter Than Hellions. Welcome to this episode of the Potter Than Hell podcast. I am Steve, your host, and tonight we are going old school. This is kind of, except for our venue, just how we recorded our first episode. Today it's just me and BC.
Hello.
And Dylan is at our keyboards.
Yeah, I am.
And BB is on his way to Ireland, taking his awesome son to Ireland for his 16th birthday, which is just going to be really cool for the both of them. And, we wish them safe travels and everything. And by the time you guys hear this, they'll be back. So I'm sure BB will have some cool stuff to talk about when he comes back from there. And, hey, guys, here we are again. We're going to do a different kind of episode this week. Dylan's going to explain that in a little bit. We love everybody out there that's listening to us. We're getting a lot of cool feedback, and I was going to read the guys that sent in their lists of cover songs from when we did the cover band list, but we had a friggin' major snowstorm here in Pennsylvania today, and we just got done plowing out and everything like that, and I left all my shit home, so I'm going to have to save that for the next episode. So you guys, I didn't forget about you guys that sent in your list of cover songs, and I will read them on the next episode. So BC, what's up?
Like you said, the wonderful weather around here is killing everybody at the moment because we don't know how to function in snow no more.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the thing is, we just had a couple 50-degree days, and you just get used to having no snow, and then here we are again. I think we probably had between 8 and 12 inches of snow today, but, hey, fuck it. We live in Pennsylvania.
It's March.
It's winter time.
It's March, people.
What are you going to do? And here's how we're going to do the show today. Dylan's coming up with actually a lot of good ideas for the show here, which is cool. And, Dylan, I'm going to let you explain it to them.
So we've all, if you're over a certain age, you've all seen the Newlywed game, where a couple goes on to television and they're asked different questions and they have to answer what their significant other would say. And I figured Steve and BC have been friends for so long, why not do a metal Newlywed game to see how well these two partners in metal know each other. Hopefully this won't ruin the friendship. But if it does, I'm sorry, listeners.
This may be the last episode.
This could be the finale of Potter Than Hell.
Yeah. So I thought it was a cool idea, and we thought it was a good time since BB was going to be out of town. And we're actually going to do 3 album reviews on this one, quick album reviews. We're going to do an old school album. We're going to do an album from the 80s, and we're also going to do a modern album that actually just came out, I think, not too long ago. What we're going to do is the first album that we're going to talk about here is, and actually this was Dylan's idea, and it's Aerosmith, Night in the Ruts. Came out in 1979. Really good. I think it's a really underrated Aerosmith album, and Aerosmith is a band that we really haven't delved into too much here on the podcast, and that we have a couple ideas that we're kicking around for different Aerosmith shows, but I know we've talked about them a little bit on a couple different shows, but we haven't really gotten deep into them. So we're going to talk about Night in the Ruts. Like I said, it came out in 1979, and Dylan, you lead us off because this was your idea, this album.
So this was an album that it was basically the band was falling apart at the seams, basically coming apart. Joe Perry left in the middle of this album to be replaced by who? BC. Very good, BC. It, of course, is Jimmy Crespo. He came in to replace it for Rockin' a Hard Place. And he actually did play a little bit on this album. But Joe Perry plays not every song on this album, but a lot of them. But I know Richie Supa, Jimmy Crespo, and Brad Whitford also stepped up to do more lead guitar roles in this album.
Yeah, and I got to say, Brad Whitford, I know I talked about Brad Whitford before on the show. He was on Kiss Cruise 6 with Whitford St. Holmes, and he on Last Child, and all that lead work on there is his. And when they first came out, they got a great review. Oh, Joe Perry, kicked ass on Last Child, and it ended up actually being Brad Whitford. So a really good guy to step up. Really super nice guy. I had mentioned before I met him on the Kiss Cruise, but I think this is a very underrated album. I love the song "No Surprise" that opens up the album. I think it's fantastic. What do you got first, BC?
Again, before we start recording, I was talking with Dylan. I mean, I forget how good early Aerosmith is. So when you get lost with so much music
There's so
out
much
there.
stuff to listen to.
And then I started listening to this again. It's like, wow, it's like it got me really back into, because I left Aerosmith after roughly Permanent Vacation was my last really good. After that, to me, they not started going downhill, but really got commercial.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Armageddon, Don't Want to Miss a Thing, they kind of just, they were gone. But talking about producers, this album was actually one of the first that they didn't do with Jack Douglas. They started the album with him. And of course, he's done most of Aerosmith's
Most of the classic ones,
seminal albums. And they were having a little difficulty with them. I don't know if it was because of the band's drug problems or his drug problems,
or a combination
of both. But they
And-
had Gary Lyons do producing, as well as Aerosmith is also considered a producer on the album. But yeah.
And Jack Douglas is one of those guys that here we go, Dylan. When they talk about Kiss, that was a guy his name is kicked around, that they kind of had wished that he produced some of the older Kiss albums, and really good producer. Look at the albums that he did produce with Aerosmith. I mean, just a really, really good, solid guy. A couple others. Cheesecake is pretty good. 3 Mile Smile is good.
3 Mile Smile is probably one of my favorite Aerosmith songs.
Think About It is good.
I like Bone to Bone Coney Island Whitefish Boy.
What is that, Dylan?
Coney Island Whitefish is a used condom. Fun fact, according to Steven Tyler.
Nice.
Yeah, so like this is a very bluesy album. There's a lot of Reefer Headed Woman is like a huge bluesy song. I mean, Remember Walking the Sand is a cover. It's kind of not a great song because I feel like it's two different songs. Like the chorus is one thing, and like the verses are like this kind of epic kind of song, and then all of a sudden we're going into this like doo-wop, like Remember Walking the Sand. It's kind of weird, but it has a lot of blues influence. I think this album, especially. I mean, Aerosmith has always been like a blues rock band, but you really feel it. I think in this album,
I love it. It's very strong, considering that they were pretty much
Disintegrating
at the seams, so to say.
Yeah, it's much better than Draw the Line, I think.
Yes.
Which is
there's a lot more solid songs on there. Like Mia, I don't really care for too much. Reefer Headed Woman is pretty good. Cheesecake is really cool.
Cheesecake.
Tequila's really, really good.
Tequila.
But you guys get out there. Listen to some of this older stuff. Get into some of the older Aerosmith. Like BC said, even like up to Permanent Vacation. Although I would say that my favorite, and I hope this isn't a question in the game, Dylan, because I would say that I could probably speak.
Just cross this out.
I could probably speak for BC that we absolutely love Done with Mirrors.
Yeah.
And that's definitely a topic we're going to get into on a later show, albums of that caliber. And it's a great album. But you guys get out there, listen to the older stuff. Pick up some of these bands. They're good. You'll see that a lot of the bands out there now are influenced by these guys. And so check them out. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Dylan, I'll turn it over to you.
It's time to play the Newlywed game. Yay! Yeah, gonna put in some generic 60s music.
You probably find the theme song.
I was gonna put in I the I Dream of Jeannie theme song.
I always picture Ferris Bueller on that one.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys know the rules. You're gonna write down the answers to these questions that I ask, and we're gonna see if they match up. No pressure. Just the stake of your friendship is at stake. So no worries.
Gloves are coming off.
We're gonna start out with a really easy question for you, BC. So this one's gonna be directed at you. You're gonna have to name Steve's favorite member of Iron Maiden and write your answer down as well. And we're gonna see if they match up. Is it Blaze Bayley,
I hope not.
Clive Burr, Paul Di'Anno, or is it Eddie himself?
Eddie the Ed.
Or maybe it's Rod Smallwood, the manager. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, BC, what do you think Steve's favorite member of Iron Maiden is? He says Steve Harris. Dad, what do you say?
BC is
Adrian
strong.
Smith. That's one down.
Come on, you always do the Steve.
I know this is my favorite guy.
Smith. Adrian Smith is his favorite member of Iron Maiden. He loves all the Adrian Smith solos.
Did you know that, Dylan? You knew that, right?
His favorite solo is the solo in Number of the Beast, I believe.
Yeah, the second solo.
The second solo
Fucking
that Adrian
absolutely love
does.
it. It's incredible.
BC.
The what? Number of the Beast.
Oh, really? Is Number of the Beast on that album? Okay, let's see if
They had to put at
Steve
least one good song on
if
there.
Steve knows BC as well. Well, better than you know him. Okay, so Steve, what is BC's least favorite Megadeth album besides Risk?
Oh,
Besides Risk, because that's a gimme.
shit.
Everybody's got to think about this one.
I know. Let me. I'm trying to think of
This is a
these
little
albums.
more of a difficult.
Can I look them up?
Yeah, you could look at the list if you want to
Um,
see to see the songs.
I
BC also has to look at the list.
had that in my head, and then you.
I can't believe you didn't
why couldn't
know
we do
that.
Risk?
Because that's too easy. That's way too easy.
Yeah,
That's a ground ball, and BC's already starting off on the wrong
It's
foot.
probably wrong, but
Okay. Let's see what BC comes up with. Steve's looking at him, pleading, "Please pick this one."
I hope this is an album that I wrote down, not a song. It's not. I know it's not a song. It's got
Well,
to be an album.
let me see that. Yes, I believe that is. I believe that is an album.
Yeah. Now, I gotta say this. If I lose this question, it's under protest, because he doesn't even know what the fuck his least favorite is, because he's looking them up.
Listen. The heart wants what it wants and
The
rejects.
one is my least favorite said you can't count. And believe it or not, that's probably
See, and that proves, besides Risk, there really is no such thing as a bad Megadeth album.
No. This is now
very tough.
for those that don't know. This isn't a band that BC has tattooed on his body, so it's a band that means a lot to him. It's a band that means a lot to him. Okay, how about I'll do this. What's the favorite? What's the favorite Megadeth album?
Oh, I can know that one.
Yeah,
Write it down.
write down your favorite Megadeth album. I'm changing it up. We'll see if Steve knows BC. Okay, Steve, what do you have? He has Rust in Peace. BC, Rust in Peace. Not like that's the one that's tattooed.
What
on
were you
his-
thinking for the album that you didn't like?
Other than Risk, it's tough. I was gonna go with the last one, but they're all good. The live one, but it kind of was just, it was good. Don't get me wrong.
I wrote down 13.
I think
Well, it's the only one I can think of.
they're all good. I mean, other than Risk has grown on me in the last few years.
I do like Crush 'Em, even though it's
You hear that every football game. Though.
yeah.
But I mean, when that first came out, I was kind of like,
Yeah, it's
I
not
guess
a
it's when
great-
you gotta kind of.
It's not a great album. Okay, so
Plus, there's a rat on the cover.
yeah, yeah, you're not a big fan of Rats.
I'm not.
he went to CDs or
Okay, BC, let's try and get you on the board here.
oh boy.
There is one lyric that Steve absolutely hates when it's sung a certain way. What lyric is that?
It's gonna be Ace Frehley's.
Do you even have to write it down?
No, he does not have to write it down. Oh my
Okay.
God, fucking grounders, grounders.
Listen, he didn't get the first grounder, so
And he cheated. He didn't write it down either.
yeah, that's true. That is true. But I'm gonna give you the point. So it's
Because I could have said, no, that's not it.
that's why the system is you write it down.
I could have said
And
when
then
he
we look.
says, talk to me.
Okay.
But the court.
Quack.
That's always up there because every time we see him live, he cringes when he says it.
Yeah.
And everybody's heads turns towards me when he sings that part, by the way.
Okay. Steve, BC is allowed to drink with one dead musician. Who would he pick? Who would he pick?
I gotta write down too.
You got to write it down too.
Let me see.
It's a tough one.
Who would he pick? A dead musician. So somebody that's not alive currently.
I know what dead means.
No, I know. But I'm leaving out the death's door people, or like Ozzy, who's been dead but is still alive. I'm interested to see this too, because there's a couple different people that come to mind for me.
You got yours down?
But as far as drinking,
Okay, who do you have? We have Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead. What do you have, BC?
Peter Steele.
Peter Steele
Type O negative.
from Type O Negative.
I never even thought. I just said
That's
type
a good
the
one.
other day too.
That is
All
a
right,
good one.
I'll give you that one.
That is a good
I
one.
gotta say,
Even you need to stand on a milk crate to drink with him.
I know. That's why I said this guy's.
Okay.
The history of that guy. I guess.
All right, that was cool. That was good.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do 2 more rounds.
I thought Lemmy would have been.
Lemmy is a good one.
Lemmy
Lemmy is a
would
good
have
one,
been.
though.
I'm sure Lemmy would have
more
been
in the.
a runner-up.
But
more
Peter
in
Steele
the
was
runner-up.
more. Not in the limelight, like more secretive. I think more
Mysterious.
mysterious is the word I'm thinking.
Okay,
And if it was going to be musically, I would say Randy Rhoads.
that's true. Okay, BC, question for you. Steve is asked to come on stage for one song with the band. What is the band? And I'll give you a bonus point if you name the song.
See, I'm going to go on stage with any band.
Yeah, one band calls him up on stage. We're getting you, Steve Wright. Come on up on stage. We're gonna play one song with you. What's the band? And I'll give you a bonus point if you can guess the song.
Just me by myself.
Yeah, you're called up on stage.
Oh, that changes it then.
Why? What were you? What did you think I was asking?
Well, I'll give it away if I say. I'll tell you after. I'll tell you after.
Okay.
I'll tell you after.
I'm just very confused by it. I don't know if that helps you in any way. It doesn't help me at all.
No, but I would say.
First, put down the band, and then the song after, because I'll give him a bonus point if you can guess the song.
Okay.
I'm circling a bunch of songs in my head.
Yeah, we'll start with the band. See if you get that right. Okay. Steve, what's the band that you would play on stage? Kiss. Kiss. He got it. Okay. Now, what is the song he would play with Kiss for the bonus point?
Oh my God. There's so many. I mean, Rock Bottom.
Rock Bottom is the answer, and you have Got Love for Sale.
Well, when you first said that, I was thinking because I talked about it on one of the Maiden episodes when they do Heaven Can Wait. When everybody comes up for the whoa,
Yeah.
I always, that is a bucket list thing for me. I want to do that. So Bruce or Steve or Adrian, you listen to this, especially Adrian, because I picked you as my favorite guy. Pull me up on stage for that shit. So I always thought that was cool. Everybody comes out and does that part, and that's what I thought. But by myself, it would definitely be that because this got cool.
Yeah, would you do the whoa no?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I didn't sing the song. I don't care.
Steve, BC is allowed to erase one song from existence, wipe it off the face of the earth. One song that he absolutely despises, wants gone. What is the song?
Oh shit, I'm drawing a blank. One song in a row.
One song that you just get to wipe, it's gone. It's erased from existence. The memory fades. There's a lot of songs I could think of for me that I would want
me too.
erased off the face of the earth.
Oh yeah, that's hard.
That is a tough one.
But there's one that I don't know. I think as I get older, it gets worse. I try to be.
Okay, BC, what do you have? Shout it out loud.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's not even in a fucking ballpark.
What do you
I was
have?
thinking Shook Me All Night Long.
Oh. Now listen, we're talking about BC, not you.
I know, because we just saw an AC/DC tribute band like last week, and we were like, fuck.
But when I shout out like it just, I don't know,
It does drone.
it does drone on me.
I like the verse though. I like the verse, but the chorus just
The chorus that kills it drowns out the verses.
That's very
But
true.
yeah, I mean that would be definitely one of my. If I had more than one choice. And we just saw it. That's right.
Yeah.
What's the score?
The score right now is 2-1 BC.
Oh, it's killing me.
Yeah. Okay,
It's early.
BC. What is Steve's favorite solo in a Kiss song? What is Steve's favorite solo in a Kiss song?
Okay, we were talking about this not too long ago.
And we're gonna say like studio albums, no like B-side, like stuff that's not on, no Gene Vault
No
stuff.
Gene Vault stuff.
So no Eddie Van Halen doing "Got Love for Sale," because we'd all pick that. I think I know the answer. I'm not quite sure, but I think I know it. I think it's on a very. It's on my favorite album.
Before I reveal, after BC writes this down, before I reveal it, see if you were right too.
Yeah. Think of the great solos in Kiss.
We were just talking about this not too long ago.
No helping.
I'm not helping. I'm just saying. Think of the great solos. There's a lot of great solos.
That's what
Ace
he said.
Frehley is a great guitarist.
That's not helping.
As were Bruce Kulick and Tommy Thayer and Vinnie Vincent and Mark St. John, even though he wasn't on an album.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
He played on Animalize.
Did he?
He did, yes.
He did.
The whole album?
Look it up. I think Bruce Kulick played on Murder in High Heels, maybe, or one of those songs at the end.
Huh. I was not aware of that.
But it wasn't. Maybe Lonely's the Hunter, maybe. BC's drawing a blank.
I draw a total blank now. And the more I try to think about it, the more I'm going blank.
So does that mean I get a point?
No, he's got to put something down.
I'm like right in my head, just ready to like.
Okay. Is it before or after the original 4? Or is it during the original 4 or after?
I would say original 4.
It's during the original.
Okay, so it's Ace playing the solo. Unless it's a session player, which it very well might be.
It's Dick Wagner playing the solo on Sweet Pain.
It's the
I'm
solo
drawing
in the
total
original
blanks.
version of Rock and Roll All Night. In that there is no solo. That's the joke, everybody. Just think of the...
I don't know. I don't know. I'm drawing
Or
such
it's
a
not,
blank.
it's not Beth.
No. Okay, not bad.
I had that.
I had that one.
I'm wondering what you're going to put down.
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. I mean, I'm drawing a blank so bad, I don't even know if there's a fucking solo in the song.
I can't think of any Kiss
I
song.
can't hear anything now.
Okay, so what do you
I'm drawing a
think?
total blank. Oh, Detroit Rock City.
Okay, I think it's Shock Me.
I was going to say that too.
It's Shock Me. I was right.
It is.
And that's a point for Dylan.
And I gotta say that's
what we're doing. Yeah.
that's a song that I actually like that song better in the studio than live, and I usually like live versions better.
Yeah.
But I do like Shock Me better on Love Gun than I do live too.
a kick-ass
What would
solo.
your second one be?
Second one?
You always talk about the ones, and I'm drawing a blank on one. It was a
I do like the solo in Got Love for Sale, but that song is in my head. And I do really like Detroit Rock City though too.
There's another one though. Anyways,
I know. I'll come back to it. Now I can't think of it.
Okay, so that's the score going in, ending the first round is BC 2, Steve 1, Dylan 1.
Jeez. I mean, long walk
I
home
would
in
have
the
had
snow.
I would have had 2 if I said the Adrian Smith before he revealed it, but I did not, so I won't give myself the point.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so let's take a break. You guys can cool down, think about your friendship.
And while
we'll
we're
go into our second
cooling
album.
down, we will do a little quick review on Dirty Looks, Cool from the Wire, 1987. I don't know if everybody out there is familiar with Dirty Looks. There is no way that you will probably ever see Dirty Looks now because they're all dead. Well, not I don't think they're all dead, but
They're all dead.
The main
original-
guy.
the main guy that was pretty much his band.
Yeah. Henrik Ostergaard, I believe it's pronounced that. He passed away from complications from
2011.
Yeah, 2011, and the original bass player was stabbed in a bar fight in Buffalo, I believe.
Jesus.
And
But I think they were playing that night though. I think they
Could
were
be.
playing. I
Could
think
be.
they were playing when he got stabbed.
could be. Hopefully,
We can no longer
and
finish
obviously
the
wasn't
set.
on stage because we definitely would have heard
Apparently
about that.
he was stabbed to death in a bar brawl at the High and Dry pub along Westlake Road in Erie.
Erie. Yeah.
Oh, Erie. Okay.
Yeah.
But does it say where they were playing? I thought they were playing.
They might
Not
have been
during
at
they were
this-
playing. It might have been.
They might have been at this High and Dry pub. That's crazy.
That is crazy. And they're another band that we're going to talk about in the future. But Cool from the Wire, considered their first album.
Yes. There was 3 EPs before it, but this is their first official on Atlantic Records, official debut album, which to me is 88. They picked up the torch for AC/DC. I think they just that strong drive and rock.
Yeah,
a little bit heavier maybe, but they just
like the strong driving rhythm section in the songs, and just his voice is very Bon Scottish. I think
very unique, different.
And the one song they're really known for, "Oh Ruby," is on there, and it has this part in the middle where he talks.
I listened to it and I was like, "Holy shit! Did they actually get Bon Scott to record?" And then I looked at the release date and I'm like, "No, he was dead by then. He was dead by then, unless they did some Dr. Frankenstein shit." It was definitely not Bon Scott, but I was like, "Holy shit! It sounds exactly like him."
Yeah, and this is an album that you could listen to, front to back, and not skip any songs. I love "It's Not the Way You Rock" is fantastic. One of my favorite ones on there, and the background vocals are great. "No Brains Child."
Just gonna say that.
That was a song that, and they're a band actually that BC and I got to see several times because they're from Pennsylvania. It says in the Wikipedia that they're from California, but that's not true.
That's a fucking lie.
They were out there before their first album. When they released their first album, they were back in PA.
They played everywhere.
Everywhere on the East Coast they played.
And we got, like I said, we got to see them several times. Always good. I think we saw them, last we saw them was like in the 90s, I think, when they had one bad leg out.
One bad leg it might have been, somewhere around there.
But you guys definitely check this album out. BC, a couple key songs for you here.
Like you said, "No Brains Child," "Oh Ruby," "Tokyo" is bad, and I like "Get Off."
Oh, okay. It was below my thing on my phone.
Got
there.
off of Steve's radar.
Yeah. I mean, even the title track is really good on that. So you guys, and actually, Dylan was telling me that he hadn't really checked out Dirty Looks until we were going to do this one, because BC and I were going back and forth about how we were going to do this show, onto Dylan's idea, and just to do something a little different. When we talk about the other album, actually the last album that we talk about is kind of what sparked to do other ones. And Dylan came up with doing the Aerosmith one. BC picked this one, and the third one that we're going to do in a little bit, that's the one that I picked. And it's actually kind of a weird story of how that got picked, and we'll get into that when we do that. But Dylan, your thoughts on this album?
Yeah, like you said, Dirty Looks was never a band that popped on my radar. I don't know why. They might have just gotten lost in the shuffle in terms of all the bands that I've been exposed to throughout my life. But I listened to this album and I'm like, holy shit, how have I not gotten into this band further? Because, like you said, front to back, this is an excellent, excellent album. And they have a sound it's of the time, but it's also like really unique. And it sounds like a separate thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're kind of tough to categorize, I think.
Yeah.
I think they're lumped in with the quotations, the hair bands, but they are not that. They are not that. Kind of like how I don't consider Cinderella like some of their songs they consider hair band, but like they're a hard rock band. They're
hard rock. They have their look at, I think, got them labeled that.
But like Dirty Looks is definitely not a hair band. They are like a hard rock band. They're like how people consider Airborne now, like kind of took the step that AC/DC doesn't do, and like Dylan said before, that they kind of took up that mantle, I think, in the late '80s. Also, the hard driving AC/DC older type things when they used to have those hard rocking driving songs. And so you guys check their catalog out. I think you can find pretty much everything on iTunes or Amazon Music.
And it's quite big.
Yeah, and they have a ton of shit out. And very good. And wait till you guys hear it. And we definitely suggest you guys check this album out. Dirty Looks, cool from the wire. Cool album. Check it out. All right, Dylan.
Get you wired.
Get you wired, yeah.
Listen, I need to bridge the gap somehow.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so let's get back into it. Hopefully, Steve, you could show that you actually know BC. instead of...
Well, he doesn't even know. He's taking longer than me.
Listen, who knows him better than himself?
The dude has Megan tattooed on his arm, and he can't even think of an album that he doesn't like. Come on!
Yeah, but the one I don't like was...
Well, see, he could have thrown me a grounder.
I know.
Well, don't
And not
worry.
said
I wasn't ready
Don't
for
worry.
that.
I have a grounder in there for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's up?
I'm gonna ask BC first.
Okay.
Okay, BC. What is Steve's favorite live album? What is the live album that he thinks is the best? Are you gonna say that? Are you gonna say that? Even I have to think of this one.
I do.
Yeah. So
I was gonna say there's a few.
see, I'm trying to push this in your favor a bit by giving him a little harder ones. You're welcome.
It's going to be a wild guess because I'm trying to think of what the hell mine is.
What are you thinking? BC's got something.
I got two.
I'm just going to say my favorite current live album that I'm listening to. Not
Okay.
of all time.
Yeah, let's go with that. What's his favorite current live album he's listening to?
Current level.
I was gonna say you're writing a fucking novel over
I
there.
got answers out the window, but they're
It
not.
was the
nothing
best
current.
of times. It was the
Current
worst
live
of
album
times.
is that you- that's drawing a blank there.
Are you even? Do you even know what that is?
The current one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you write it down?
I did.
Okay. DC.
And it's out of character for me too.
Oh, there's a hint. It's out of character for him. So Barry Manilow.
Barry don't have no live album.
Yeah.
Current though.
Not a current album, but
But the
I'm
one
currently.
he's currently
enjoying.
digging.
Oh, okay.
The one that he's currently digging.
We'll give you two. Go ahead.
Yeah. What are your two?
I was gonna say it's either between Kiss Alive and Iron Maiden Live After Death.
Steve.
I was gonna say Live After Death, but the one I'm currently listening to is.
Kiss Unplugged. Kiss. I'll give you a half
I've
point
been
for
rocking
that.
the fuck out of that.
I'll
lately.
give you a half point for that because that was like
I had one of them.
pissing in the ocean.
I was thinking Live After Death because actually
got-
I was just listening to
I'll give you a half
side
point.
4 of that the other day, which is friggin' phenomenal with the songs from Hammersmith.
Okay, Steve.
All right.
Both of you are at a live show. BC, of course, is hammered beyond belief. A certain song comes on, and he starts beating the shit out of you.
That's every song though.
What song would he especially start beating the shit out of you to?
Well, you got to break it down to at least a band.
Okay,
Yeah,
what
because
he
what
beats
band?
the fuck out of me every show.
What band would he be kicking the shit out of you during?
What band?
Because you have to think, it's a band that he's getting hammered at.
Can you? Well,
Yeah, but that could be. That's too
Yeah,
vague.
yeah,
that's way too vague.
I have to admit that's very vague. You gotta narrow it down. Throw a band out there.
Okay.
Throw a band out there, and we'll throw
Okay.
a song out there.
Okay, you're at an Anthrax show. What song is he beating the shit out of you during?
It could be anything.
No. Anthrax.
Well, if I said like Cinderella, there's only like 5 songs that you could really start beating the shit out of you to.
No, I know.
Well, you got to think: is he going to pick a Joey Belladonna one, or is he going to pick a John Bush one? Is he going to pick "Bring the Noise" with Public Enemy,
Anthrax, Public Enemy, Anthrax.
or is he going to pick "I'm the Band"?
It does have to be. Well, if they don't really play too often live, but if they did play it, I'd be like,
Yeah.
Okay,
That's fine. Yeah. Whichever one is easier for you to mark down immediately, go for it.
Well, him saying that, I know it's not going to be the one that I was going to pick.
Were you going to pick Indians?
No.
That would be a really good one to beat the shit out of. During the war
They
dance
do that.
part.
They do that part though.
Yeah,
They
like-
do that live.
Yeah, well, I remember we saw them at the Croc Rock, and like they stopped in the middle of the song, and they were like, "We want the pit wider." Okay,
The
are
place
you
ain't
ready?
that wide. I'm gonna say if they play this, I'll be like, they might play it, but not when we.
So it's
See,
definitely
it's definitely
that.
not this, but go ahead.
Keep it in the family.
Fuck, I was going to fucking say that.
Oh,
I said Cottonamash.
Cotton Amash. That is a really good one to beat.
Because he always references someone talking to you as like,
Like, clapping with
one hand. You know who I mean.
What is it called? Okay,
I love keeping.
I'm gonna go to BC. This one might be a throwaway, but maybe not. BC. Steve is a big Iron Maiden fan. He has a bunch of Iron Maiden merchandise at the house to prove it. And he also is a huge fan of Iron Maiden's epic songs. What is his favorite epic Maiden song? And that's songs that are over like 10 minutes in length. There's a lot of choices. They have a lot of epic songs. His favorite epic maiden
Hell
song.
be thy name is not long enough.
That would be mine. I love that song.
Yeah, they didn't play it the last time.
Or Brighter Than a Thousand Suns, I think I would also pick. What are we thinking? What's going through your head right now?
I don't know. I'm drawing blanks again.
Epic.
Because now I'm trying to.
And here's the deal. From now on, I'll let you guys pick two things. If it helps. And if you get one of them.
So I have to pick two also?
Yeah, you can pick two if you want to. I mean, you can give him more points if you want to, but or you can just have
All
one.
right, I'm gonna just pick a mine.
I was gonna make it easier for the guessy.
Oh, so that means I get an extra point for the keeping the family.
No, you don't. You didn't write it down. Anybody could say, "Oh, I was gonna put that down."
We didn't have that rule then.
I was gonna put that down. Oh, I get the point, I guess.
I don't like the rules.
Yeah, no, you don't like-
Rarely follow them.
Yeah, just like you were supposed to tell him your address.
I know.
You didn't even do that. Just put down two that come to mind.
Can I look at a list?
Yeah, look at the list. Go for it.
Because
While we're
quite a few.
while we're waiting for BC to load, what's your favorite shortest Maiden song?
I don't know. There's not a whole lot of. It's definitely not Wildest Dreams. Hate
No.
that song. Definitely my favorite Short Iron Maiden song is Holy Smoke.
Holy Smoke
Absolutely
is very good.
love that song. And
That
the
is very
video is great, except Bruce with his pink shirt. That's kind of weird.
Damn.
But it's cool because I like the video because it shows them in the studio, which I think at that time the studio was like in Steve Harris's barn, I think it was, and it shows him with his dad. He's on the tractor playing. That's his dad driving the tractor. And the song is great too.
I'm
It's
glad
not
that
the
you're-
SATs.
I'm glad that you're caring about this. That you really want to get it right, because that's the ultimate proof of friendship.
There you go. So you can beat your friend.
I mean, you do have a lead of 1.5, so if you don't get this one, it's not the end of the world.
Wasn't the half point supposed to be for me?
Was it?
I think so.
No.
No.
No. He
gave me the half point for Live After Death.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Can I say Kiss Alive and then.
I do
After
like
Death.
that you tried to get a half point though.
All right. He's trying. It's worth the shot.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just going to go with the spontaneous answer of the red and the black.
The red and the black. So what do we got? When the wild wind blows. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
You don't get a half point.
No, I know.
No half points.
I was just saying.
No, if I had the wild
just
wind
saying.
blows underneath it.
Yes. Okay. So, Steve, here's your grounder. BC is also a giant Iron Maiden fan.
Never heard of it.
He likes most of their material. However, there is one singer that he doesn't like.
Point.
What is his favorite?
That would be.
No, wait. What
I'm
is
sorry.
his favorite song by that singer?
Ooh.
His favorite song by
Yeah,
that
favorite
singer?
Iron Maiden song by that singer.
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna make it that much of a ground ball because we know who it is.
Oh, we know who it is.
We
Can he
all
name
know.
one?
I don't know if I can name one.
Well, that could be the only one he can name. He knows some of them because Bruce covered them.
That is true. I don't know. Let me double check my mind. My mind's shut.
It's like that. Do you remember in Superman where Lois Lane was doing the "Can you read my mind"? Like when they're flying.
Yeah.
That's a horrible scene. That was supposed to be a song.
How would it
Did you
feel
know
if he
that?
fucking dropped you?
That was supposed to be like a full song, and they decided not to do a song, which I think is really a good move.
Write it down.
This is interesting. This is going to be an interesting one.
Hamster is fucking running 8 million miles an hour.
He's like, I didn't even know that was a song. What are we gonna put down?
No, I get to get 2 guesses, right?
You get 2 guesses correct. And no, Number of the Beast is not a song by this singer.
Flight of Icarus.
Okay,
is not-
first off, who's the singer, Steve?
Blaze Bailey.
Okay, that's correct. Now,
So there's at least a half point.
what songs did you guess? You guessed Sign of the Cross and Klansman. BC, what do you have? The Klansman. We have another point for Steve. Freedom.
Because I was thinking Sign of the Cross, because that'll be the first one that he'll see.
Yeah. I would pick. I think my favorite is Man on the Edge.
Man
That was
on the
gonna
Edge
be
is
my
really-
second
Man on the Edge is really good.
That is a very good one. Okay,
But we all know Bruce's.
So
These-
2 points. I get 2 points for that one,
you
right?
get 1 point.
Well, I guess the singer too.
But the singer was easy. That was not even a ground ball. That was a pop fly right in front of the
can of corn.
Okay, BC. Steve has been to many, many concerts.
Oh, Jesus.
Many what?
Concerts.
Okay.
There was
you said
one.
Hunters.
There was one concert that he considers his favorite. What is that concert? You don't have to get the year because the years are weird. But like, who is the artist that he saw during that concert?
Can I just name the band?
Yeah, the artist. Like that's what I mean. Like,
There's again so many.
I think I know, I actually think you said it on an episode. I think you said it on an episode that this was your favorite concert. So think of the episodes if that helps.
I did
getting points.
I did say it on an episode.
Yeah, I believe you did.
I know I definitely did.
I think you did.
Does BC listen to his own podcast episodes?
I could listen to it this morning.
You lived them.
He could have listened to it on the way here.
I'm just gonna go with. I have two bands.
Okay.
That definitely were. I mean,
What are the bands?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna even name the tour, Kiss Revenge Tour.
Kiss Revenge Tour. Okay. What was the other
band? That was
band?
a phenomenal show. In Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden.
Down in I don't know home down there.
And it's the David Lee Roth Band Eat 'Em and Smile Tour.
That's right.
Oh, BC.
I think it was January 10th, 1987, I believe.
Proof Gun.
BC.
Binghamton.
Okay.
Although those two are in my top 5.
I
Definitely
But
in my
there's so
top
many.
five.
You know, if
Oh,
I
I
sat
know,
down,
I know.
Yeah.
You said,
Yeah.
come here next week
Like
with
they're- like,
10 concerts.
Yeah, the David Lee Roth one, that always comes in as my top one.
Yeah.
Those two you mentioned. Actually, I put the Hot in the Shade tour a little above Revenge.
But the Revenge show was.
But the Revenge
I'm just
show
talking
was
about the
great.
show, maybe. I mean, that was just
Yeah.
such a fucking.
And the Dio, especially from the Spectrum one that actually Rob and I went to down in Philadelphia where they filmed it with Vivian Campbell on the
Deal with the
Last in Line tour. I mean, just phenomenal concerts. But Dave is my go-to concert.
Yeah, I mean, he had an amazing band with him.
Oh my God, it was crazy.
Okay.
That was their first supergroup.
To end out the round, we're going to ask Steve. BC likes the band Metallica. He likes Megadeth a little better, I believe. Is that correct
Yes.
in saying that? But he does like Metallica. And Metallica have a lot of great songs. What is BC's... If Metallica played this song, BC would punch you in the face and then shit himself. What is the song? And remember you can put down two guesses. Is it Nothing Else Matters?
Damn it.
It could be.
How do you spell Unforgiven?
Which one? 1, 2,
How do you spell
3?
Unforgiven 2?
You're unforgiven. 2. Maybe it's Under Sandman. They never play that live. Okay, Steve, what are the two songs you guessed? We have For Whom the Bell Tolls and Master of Pup. They play those live all the time. The question was, they play the song, BC would punch you in the face and shit his pants.
Oh, that they don't normally play.
Yeah,
Oh,
why would
okay.
he punch you in the face if they played For Whom the Bell
Well, because
Tolls?
he likes that. Because Harpo plays that all the time. He would punch me in the face at a Harpo show.
Well, first let me ask, were those weren't it, right?
No.
Okay, so
But, I mean, there might not be a.
they're not bad.
They're not
bad
abs- Oh,
choice.
no, they're good choices, don't get me wrong. But
That was
I
not
don't
the
know,
question. So I'll let you guess
They
again.
do this, but not. I don't know. I guess every time I hear the song, I don't care if I'm going down the road in my truck. I'm.
Okay, so we have King Nothing and Four Horsemen. BC, what do you have?
Am I evil?
Am I evil? Am I evil?
That's technically not a Metallica song.
I'll
Just
tell
saying.
you what. I'll give you a point if you can name the song that I would punch you in the face. If
Disposable
they play it.
Heroes.
No, it's actually Leper Messiah. But
Oh, Leper
Disposable
Messiah.
Hero would be a good
Oh,
one.
I knew it was one of them crappy songs from.
Those are not crappy songs. Master of Puppets
Well, as long
is
as it's
their
not the
best
thing that should
album.
not be.
You're still
I
gonna
hate
get
that
punched
song.
in the face.
I knew it was one of those two songs.
Listen, Thing That Should Not Be is much better than Escape.
That is true.
Okay, so that's going to end round 2. We currently have 2 points for Steve, 2.5 points for BC, and I still have 1 point.
Dylan's one of
Yeah, so we're going to go into our hidden gems.
Okay, our hidden gems this week. I think I'm going to go first this week, and I'm going to bring out mine. I don't know if it's actually a hidden gem, but it's definitely a gem, and it's maybe just a forgotten about gem, I'll say maybe this week, and it's Wasp Live in the Raw. Live album. I think it came out
In the Raw.
I want to say 87 maybe, 88.
Somewhere right
Because
there.
I think they recorded it when they were on the tour with Iron Maiden when they did Live After Death.
Right before.
So maybe 85. Maybe 85.
86. Yeah, anyways, it was right before Steve Wright had left to go with it. I
Yeah.
guess.
Great live album. I know BC's definitely familiar with it. Dylan may not be. It's from the Inside the Electric Circus tour, so that's how they start with the album. I Don't Need No Doctor. They do the classic songs, Love Machine, Wild Child. The version of Sleeping in the Fire is phenomenal on there. Just the guitar work on that is kick-ass. And actually, the deluxe version has more songs on it. It has Scream Until You Like It on there, Shoot from the Hip, Widowmaker, Sex Drive, and an acoustic version of Sleeping in the Fire, and a really good album. So you guys, get out there, check that out, delve back into it, and that's my pick for the week. Dylan.
My pick is also not really, I wouldn't call it a hidden gem, maybe an underrated gem as well. It's a song by Rush off of their second album, Fly By Night, and it's By Torn the Snow Dog. It's a song that I definitely don't hear enough about. It was on maybe one or two of their live albums, but it's definitely overlooked when people look at the pantheon of great Rush songs, and there's a ton of them out there.
Ooh, Pantheon.
But when you're talking about Neil Peart, you got to up your vocabulary.
That's true. That's true.
And By Torn the Snow Dog is this really cool. It's a longer song, but it's pretty rocking throughout most of it, and it's a good demonstration of, because this was the first album that Neil Peart was on, Fly By Night. It's a good demonstration of his writing and also his drumming, because there's some really cool drum breaks like towards the end, and I just for the audience at home, sorry, Steve inhaled some lemon. I don't know why, but that's why he started coughing.
Fuck Tide Pods.
yeah.
Inhale lemon.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but By Torn the Snow Dog, that's my hidden gem this
Good
week.
pick. Really good song. BC, what do you got for us?
I'm gonna go back and, like I told Dylan, I was going through my CD collection trying to get some kind of organization to it, and go back to 1992.
I know what you're gonna say.
And a band that only had one album, and they were really like kids. Bad for Good, Refugee.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was produced by Steve Vai. I mean, great album by, I want to say they were probably like 16, 15, 17 years old, I think, at the
Yeah,
time.
they were only kids. I think the
They were
drummer
only
was like 12 or
kids.
something.
Yeah, it was,
Wow.
And the guitar player, he was friggin' awesome.
But it's way out of print, so you can look it up on, I believe iTunes has it. If not, just get on
Check it. I'm
Google.
sure it's on Google or YouTube. Really, and we actually we kind of went back and forth about that. I thought you were going to say Brother Kane, because we talked about those guys a little bit.
That's currently in the truck right now.
And but bad for good. It's bad and the number 4 and then good. If you're going to look it up, really great album. You could tell that kids wrote the lyrics pretty much, but it's
Listen to
good
the
though.
music.
It's really
it's
good. That the music is really good. Come on, Queenie, rock my body. It's good though. It's good. There's a lot of cool shit on there, and so definitely check out those gems. Mine was Wasp Live in the Raw live album from the mid to late '80s. BC had Bad for Good, Refugee, and Dylan had By Tor and the Snow Dog from Rush, from the Fly By Night album. And before we get going again, Rush, there's another band that we have some negotiations going on to do a Rush show, but we're not really sure how we're going to approach it. We want to do it, in a semi-different way, like we've been known to do here. So
We're just going to talk about the song "Time Stands Still."
Yeah.
The entire episode.
Yeah. Okay. Sure, Dylan. All right, let's get back into it. What do we got next, Dylan?
Okay, so getting into the next round of the Newlywed game, we're gonna ask BC. Now we now know since you apparently didn't know, that Steve's favorite concert that he went to was the David Lee Roth Band on the Eat 'Em and Smile Tour. While he has seen some amazing shows, he's also seen some shows that may not have been good. What is one show that Steve still looks upon at this day to be kind of a waste of time to go to? What concert did he leave going, wow, that was a waste of time? Why did I even buy a ticket to that? Because I just feel like...
If you said, like, albums and shit, I'd be naming a bunch, but live show that he came out of...
Maybe not like the whole show was bad, but maybe the majority of it seemed like a waste or not what he was expecting. I don't think... Do you even know yet at this point?
I do.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I do.
Because I think you know what I was going for.
I do.
It may have been a show that you've been to, or maybe not. Should we give him a hint? It was in this decade.
Was it in the state of Pennsylvania?
It was in the state of Pennsylvania, correct?
Yngwie Malmsteen?
Steve?
Yep.
It was Yngwie.
Yngwie and the Guitar Gods. Oh my God.
I was going to say, because I'm thinking...
It was Yngwie, Bumblefoot, Gary Hoey.
No, they were good.
They were good, but the Yngwie was like... It was like a tooth extraction.
Not that it was horrible, but it was just like, I mean, okay, we know you can rip it up, but...
Let's hear it for the maestro.
And then you go off stage for 10 minutes.
Changed out a guitar every song.
And the bass player is
listeners.
kind of looking over going, did he leave? Is he coming back?
And then you had 3/4 of the stage filled with Marshall stacks. And then the other quarter was the band.
The keyboard and drummer?
Yep.
Tucked in the corner.
It was not a fun show. It was very long.
It was. We left and they played till like 12:30.
Was there a second choice?
No. That was the only one I could think of that I really...
I'm thinking, I'm
wanted
going,
to
oh
get
my
the fuck out
God.
of.
And then I started thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. And then it came in. That's why I said, is it in Pennsylvania?
It was like an hour and a half long song.
Yeah. Okay, Steve.
He could have played so many more songs if he did it do the...
I know.
We all know that one of BC's favorite bands of all time is the legendary Lizzie Borden. What is his favorite Lizzie Borden song?
Oof. That is very...
Song.
How can you narrow it down to one? The one go-to, you would say?
Yeah,
That
your
is
one
hard.
go-to Lizzie Borden song. And remember, you get 2 guesses.
If you said album, I probably could narrow that down.
Yeah, almost to be easy. But anyway, I like the question, though. Because even I'm fucking like, holy fuck, how do you narrow it down to one?
Lizzie Borden, BC's soapbox band.
If there's one song I wanted to hear from him, maybe,
Yeah.
that's even hard, too. Fuck, I want to hear all. Because I never got to see the band yet. I know when I want to hear, and he'll never get it. I know it. Because it's it's a great album.
Can I have 4 guesses?
Sure, because there's more.
Yeah, you know what? I'll give you 4 on this one because you're behind by 1.5 points. See, I don't know Lizzie Borden's catalog, so I couldn't even throw out songs at this point. I know Me Against the World. That's about it.
There's so many. But this is off one of the not later albums, but mid catalog, I would say.
All right, I just got 2 guesses.
Okay, what are your guesses?
Did you write them down?
Yeah, he wrote it down like 5 hours ago.
Okay.
I wrote one.
I'm going to say Terror on the Town or Brass Tactics.
BC,
Uh,
is it Terror on the Town or Brass Tactics? Love is a Crime.
after
Love is a
I
Battlefield
know,
by Pat
I have their
But I mean-
discography goofed up.
but
That was a tough question. That was a tough one.
that was a very different album for him. You got a lot of slack for it, but
Yeah.
overall, I think it's a great album.
It is. It's good, but I'm not as up on
The LB.
Lizzie Borden as BC is. We each kind of have our bands that
Yeah. Well,
the other guy.
Speaking of your band, we've already well established in every single freaking episode that Steve loves Kiss.
He said,
What is one piece of Kiss merchandise that he would kill to own?
like actual from Kiss.
Yeah,
Not-
Kiss,
I mean,
Kiss merchandise. Yeah,
like
a
Kiss sell stuff nowadays, but actually that Kiss used.
No,
Or just, I would say
piece of Kiss merchandise.
Oh, Kiss merchandise.
Yeah, merchandising.
Let's see if there's
Something that you can buy from Kiss.
I'm sure you can
What
buy.
is one thing that he would kill to own? Is he craving a pack of Kiss condoms?
I'll just borrow Sonny's.
Does he wanna tilt the pinball machine? Maybe he wants to be buried in the Kiss casket. Or maybe he's just looking for a Kiss coloring book, wants to color his stress away. There's definitely Kiss coloring books, right?
Oh, okay. How could it not be?
And you get two guesses, BC. Does he want a blow-up doll of Paul Stanley? That'd be really freaky to have in the house, I think. Like a life-size Paul Stanley.
I know you want to blow me up.
Las Vegas is known for the buffets. See what the audience I want to eat.
See,
And I'm just grasping at straws.
I'm leaning towards like stuff the band used. But then you're saying just in general, anything.
Could be anything.
I don't know.
That you could buy from Kiss. Has the Kiss name slapped on it. BC, what do you got? What would you think the Kiss merchandise that Steve would want?
If I was, I would say Paul Stanley's broken glass guitar. I forget. I'm drawing a blank on what it's actually the name of it, or
The Kiss casket.
if you're gonna leave, you gotta leave it a Kiss casket.
We have the Paul Stanley Iceman guitar and the Gene Punisher bass. So yes, the broken glass guitar.
I'll say you're there. I would want the
guitar.
the purple one.
Oh, not the broken glass one?
Well, it's broken glass.
Okay, yeah. So there you go. Great job.
Good job, BC.
What's it called?
The Iceman.
Yeah, it's an
I'm saying
Ibanez.
Yeah.
Ibanez.
I know.
brand.
I knew Ibanez. I knew what I'm going. What the
And the other one I had was one of Gene's Punisher bases. I don't want the Axe base.
You don't want the
Punisher.
Axe base?
I want the Punisher.
The X base is awesome.
I like the Punisher better.
Everybody's got the X.
I know.
Nobody has the X base. That's why it's a.
I like the Punisher better.
Everybody's got versions of it.
Okay, so we all know that Paul Stanley's a heartthrob, but BC is also a heartthrob. He likes the ladies, even though he's currently
In the ladies'
He's
like
currently
LLBC.
he's currently involved. But if BC was not involved, name an artist that BC has a huge crush on, that BC would just love to have dinner with, and other things.
Like currently, or say back in the day. You
We'll say
because that can change. Because I mean, not to taking away from these girls, but
we'll say within the genre, and
within the genre.
yeah, hard rock and heavy metal.
I have two. Is that okay?
That's fine. If he gets both of them, he'll get 2 points.
Yeah,
So
very good.
yeah, I definitely would have guessed that first one.
I mean,
Steve, what do you got?
There's definitely three.
What do you got?
No, you go first. We have Lizzie Hale and Lita Ford. BC, who do you got?
Who?
Liz-
Who's that?
From Hailstorm?
All right, I know. I'm with that.
What do we got?
I got Lita Ford and Lorraine Lewis from Femme Fatale.
Femme Fatale.
Back in the day, she was.
Okay, Steve got a point for Lita Ford.
All right.
He
No Lizzie Hale, BC. Come on.
BC afforded him a
Going
point.
old school.
Okay, so we were talking about Paul Stanley. Used to be Steve's favorite member of Kiss until
Yeah, Gene bumped them.
Until Gene pumped
what
her onto
is
the top spot.
what is Steve's favorite Paul Stanley song? Ground ball,
It's
says
so-
Steve,
it's
but
so
will BC be there at first to grab it?
Oh my God! I'm going back solo.
Favorite Paul Stanley song? That's
Oh really?
I'll give you that hint. No.
the runner is trying to. Okay, I would not have guessed that.
Nice.
Not helping BC.
Favorite Paul Stanley Kiss song. What do we
Oh
got?
my God.
Could be his verses in Shout It Out Loud.
It's my life. Paul did write that.
It could be My Way, which he definitely cannot sing nowadays.
No.
Could you imagine that? I wouldn't even
No.
want to imagine. That's a tough song to begin with.
That Crazy Nights album is so high. The singing on that is crazy.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Crazy Nights.
You gotta give it a good listen.
Again, see, I can't think too much into it.
Okay.
I just gotta be spontaneous and say I stole your love.
Okay. He says, "I Stole Your Love," and it's King of Hearts.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knew it was after you started talking. I was thinking it's later Kiss. It's later.
I Stole Your Love is a good Paul Stanley song.
It is. Oh, absolutely.
Okay, BC. He would kill to see Lizzie Borden. That's a band he has yet to see. What's another band that BC would kill to see that he hasn't seen yet?
Hasn't seen.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of bands I have not seen
That you haven't seen, you would kill to see.
There's not many that we haven't seen.
No.
Should be easy then.
Well,
No, it shouldn't. That narrows it down.
you took the easy one right off the list. This is that we haven't seen.
That you haven't seen.
Kicks.
Yeah, you haven't seen Kicks at all. Besides Kicks and Lizzie Borden, what band would you kill to see?
That I have not seen.
That you have not seen.
Do they have to be currently still alive?
I'm going to say no to make it easier. Because it would have to be a big band for you to commit murder to see. What band would you kill not to see? Just out of curiosity.
Kill not to see?
Yeah. Like, your best friend buys you tickets to see this band.
I'd be like, what the? I don't know. See, that's tough too because I'm easy going nowadays.
Like if One Direction got back together.
Definitely One Direction. What's the other one?
Listen, Harry Styles' solo stuff is actually kind of rocking.
I'm just trying to go through my mind and
Can you read my mind?
remember if I ever saw them or not. I don't recall seeing them.
I recall Central Park in the fall.
Yeah, don't get old, people, because it's a terrible thing.
You tore your dress. What a mess. I confess.
Oh my God.
That's not Dankeschön.
I'm trying to think of another one in case I did see these guys. And you'd be like, no, you saw them here. I'm like, oh my God, I did.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you did see them, I'll give him a point.
Automatic point.
Okay, what do you got?
Led Zeppelin?
DC gives a look of
I have House of
incredulity.
Lords, Led Zeppelin, and Roxy Blue.
In the going back to the show that we're kind of doing off of, the wife would normally go, what? But I'm saying sabotage.
Sabotage.
You did see them at
When?
Tinks. At Tinks. We saw them at Tinks.
So that's a point
For the Wake of
Steve.
Magellan tour. We did.
Was I there?
You were there.
Was I drinking?
You were. So was I, but we
So
did
that's-
see them.
That's
Because
a
John Oliva and... Oh, you're right.
That's
Gene
a-
Stevens were playing.
That's
so.
a point for Steve. Led Zeppelin.
There's just so many shows that they all
I know.
get.
Well, because when
He
you
said
said they're
they're
no
currently.
longer...
He said they sometimes
then when
play
he-
shows.
Well, they played...
They played in like
played-
2008.
No, they played.
I don't
They
know.
just did whack in like 15.
Led Zeppelin?
No. I'm talking about.
No,
Zeppelin.
but he's because like
Oh, Zeppelin.
Oh, I thought you meant like if they were like, like not doing, but they...
he was like they have been playing, and you're like
I
Led
know,
Zeppelin.
but
He
they,
said
but
like-
they never did anything else other than that.
I wouldn't mind.
But yes, you did see Sabotage.
I have to give him credit. I do remember that now.
Both
See,
of
thank you.
us gave you such a look of Led Zeppelin.
If you said
Okay.
if you said Milli Vanilli, it would have been that strange of a look.
Okay, BC.
I do remember that now. Holy shit. See, I mean, that's tough because my mind's just jelly.
There's
so many shows
I always
that-
remember shit like that. Though.
So, Steve here likes a lot of bands that a lot of people like, but there are bands that a lot of people like that he doesn't. What is one band that he thinks is overrated and actually kind of sucks that people think are great?
that people kind of think is great.
And we'll say band, not like artist, because you might think Jimi Hendrix, even though he's not. He doesn't suck.
I'm not a Hendrix fan.
But there's one band that I'm thinking of off the top of my head for that people think are a great band, that classic, they're one of the best, and he's like, no, they're overrated, and then they kind of suck.
There's actually two.
Yeah.
Actually,
So that should.
there's a.
He's going against the grain on this one. He does not. He defies the majority opinion. The cheese stands alone in this case. Write down your two best guesses because you might be able to get both of them.
I got one. It's not that they are very. I think they are.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah,
No,
of
but I
course
think
it's
you would
not
agree
you.
Because I'm. Bands that overrated.
All right.
I'm definitely down.
What do you got,
one.
BC?
Let me get one more here.
Okay.
I put one down as the second because I'm not really sure. I'm not 100%. I'm drawing a blank now. Anyways, I'm gonna go with Nickelback.
Nickelback.
No.
No, he likes Nickelback. Which
I mean,
he's
not-
actually
I enjoy some of their older songs.
Their older stuff. But
I'm gonna say the Beatles is one of them.
No.
No.
Is U2 one of them?
No.
Wow. What'd you have?
Disturbed.
Disturbed.
Oh, mother of God,
Disturbed. And the other one,
Thin Lizzy.
Thin Lizzy.
That's true.
I hate
Okay.
Disturbed. I
Not
think they
even like
suck.
Not even like the first. The first song's real good.
Huh.
After a while, it kind of
That was one that BC always liked, and I'm always like, no.
I always told
Them and Thin Lizzy, I just.
I never thought of that because
I am liking the Black Star Riders though, even though they are essentially Thin Lizzy, but with a different name now. But
not really guys. Who's left?
I don't know. I think they have there's a couple good songs. Emerald, like everyone is covering that now. It's like insane.
Even Ace.
Even Ace, yeah.
Yep.
I really like the song Chinatown. I'm so sick of The Boys Are Back in Town, and even Jailbreak I'm sick of. Even
Wow.
though Jailhouse does it, is very good. But definitely Disturbed. I fucking hate them.
I jumped the ball on that one
Okay.
because he always says that.
Steve, going off of that question, kind of, there are artists that BC hates. There are artists that BC wants to punch in the face. Name an artist that BC wants to punch in the face. In genre, we'll say. So, hard rock metal. Think should not be on that stage. Does not deserve the praise that they have, and deserves a punch in the face for even daring to call themselves a hard rock or heavy metal person.
Dylan definitely has someone specific in mind.
I guess so.
I do, actually.
Really?
For me, I do,
Oh.
but not for BC.
I was gonna
I'm
say.
just saying in general.
Oh.
I'm trying to turn the gears for both of you.
Could it be someone that he's sick of?
Yeah, someone that he wants to punch in the face.
Well, I don't know if it would be to that level.
Okay, we'll change it. Who's BC sick of hearing? Who does BC? They come on Sirius XM, Ozzy's Boneyard, or Octane,
Or on the stage, or
and BC's like, God, I fucking hate these guys are getting so much airplay. I don't want to hear them anymore.
week.
Can it be a song?
Yeah, if you want to. Okay, Steve, what do you got?
Am I going a song or am I going a band?
Go with the band.
I'm gonna go to the band and go to.
He has a band and he has a song. So we have Kicks and Poison. BC, what do you got? Kicks and Guns N' Roses.
And not Appetite is phenomenal, but the later stuff like November Rain, just I don't know what. And that's what made me think GNR because November Rain comes on at the all the time. I'm like, I don't want to.
It's hard to hold a
November
candle
Rain.
in the cold November rain.
Yeah, hard to listen to sun in the cold.
He'd rather the March snow.
Guys, going into the final round,
no.
Steve has taken the lead by a half point. It's 5-4.5. Going into the final round.
All right.
Okay, we'll start with BC. Since if well, actually, we'll start with asking you, Steve, about BC. Seeing as if BC gets his question wrong, he loses. So you guys are very much anti-ballad. You don't like ballads at all. You are not a fan of them. But there are some.
There are
I
I don't hate all ballads just for the sake of hating them.
There are some
There's some
that
are
you
just like-
actually really, really like. What is one ballad that BC thinks is amazing? One ballad that comes on and BC's singing along with it.
Well, it's definitely not November Rain.
It's not November Rain.
November Rain.
Even though the solo in that is fucking phenomenal. But you have to sit through 10 minutes of piano and...
I'm gonna
Wind-
say it's a
wind
very
noise.
odd song, but it comes on. I'm just like, it has like non-hard rock instruments.
What song has BC taking out his cigarette lighter and waving it with the crowd? Steve is glancing up at BC as he's writing.
Put it this way,
Trying to get a read on him.
if I was ever to get married, this would be a song.
Wow.
Oh, that's probably not it then.
Well, you can remember, you can put down 2.
Hellraisers and beer drinkers is not it.
Neither is The Stroke. Have we seen them live?
Yes.
I'll narrow it down a little bit for you. M3. It's not a giant narrowing down, but it puts you in a ballpark.
Yeah, they were there a few times.
It's Happy Trails by Van Halen.
Yes. Come on, you didn't know that?
I'm sorry. See, but it narrows it down because I know it's not like a breakup song. I have a possibility. I don't know. The only thing I have is this.
Honestly, by Striper. DC, what do you got?
Nah, that's very commercial. I'm gonna go with the boys in Great White. If I ever saw a good thing.
If I ever saw a good thing by Great White, I was gonna say
as soon as I said
multiple
obscurity.
incarnations of the band, but
Yeah,
that would have given it away.
I was like,
Okay.
I wasn't even thinking in that realm, so I probably still wouldn't have gotten it then.
Okay, this is BC's chance to win it with this question. Now, as ballads are not your guys' forte, neither is the acoustic versions of songs. However, there are some acoustic versions of songs that Steve enjoys, and some of them even more than the original version. What is one acoustic song that Steve likes better than the original? Thinks that it's pretty acoustic. He may have given a hint earlier this evening.
no, it doesn't have to be a ballad, though, right?
No, it's just an acoustic version of a song that he likes better than the original. Does he like the acoustic version of Beth better than the original?
And I do have to say that this is a show that BC's fucked up on because we're not drinking.
Yeah.
Today is just the
Because
best day.
we have to drive home in the snow.
I gotta try the next one.
Not that we drink and drive anyways, but you know.
But if we did,
I don't always. No.
I just know.
What are we thinking? What is?
Acoustic day. I know he's not a fan of acoustic, so that's why it's making a little bit.
It's a big moment when he says, "Wow, I like this better than the original." For the win.
I'm gonna go out on a
It's
limb.
not the Four Horsemen.
Moors, moops,
What do you got?
Kiss.
Kiss, Plaster Caster.
Oh, you're close.
What is it? It's Coming Home by Kiss. Right? It was the right album.
Right album.
The right time, the right band, the wrong song.
But I do like that version better too.
I remember you saying.
But Coming Home is the one that I
Coming
think
Home, yeah,
is
yeah.
Coming
like.
Home is
I
the
just
one.
listened to that the other day on Hotter Than Hell, and I'm like, wow, that just really blows
Because, like,
compared to the.
Because you always say like you don't like acoustic, but
Yeah.
you said you've been digging it.
Well,
So I knew what I was in the neighborhood by. as far
Listen,
as-
that was very, very, very good. And it looks like by a half point, Steve has won the Newlywed game.
And the crowd goes wild.
But hey,
Your prize is up.
the fact that it was a half point means that you guys are pretty much equal in terms of what you know of each other. There's some stuff that I'm boggled by, like Led Zeppelin.
I was just drawing an absolute.
If you
blank.
people could see us when he said that, we're like,
we looked at
we're
him,
like,
and
what
it was.
the hell? Where do you get that from? We're like,
And BC, I have to say, I was very disappointed that you didn't know that Adrian Smith was his favorite Maiden member.
what is there a bet? But he's always like Steve. So for some reason I was locked into Steve Harris on that one.
But it was cool though, and there was a couple different things that it could have been anything, but I think Dylan actually skewed the questions more towards BC.
You
getting
won.
them right
You
than me,
won.
even though I did win.
You won. Stop being a sore winner.
Stop being a sore winner.
God, if Sonny was on this podcast, he would be chastising you right now.
Especially the Disturbed one, because I mean we've talked about that
I know
a shitload.
I dropped about that one.
But it is tough to think when you're put on the spot like that.
I'm not good when I have to really boom. I go shit. What band?
Listen, just because you're throwing a ball at BC doesn't mean he's going to catch it. Even if you're lobbing it, he might juggle
But
it.
that's funny. Looking back at it, it's like you always say that.
I hate them. Actually, I think we talked about that on one of the shows. Actually,
I think we did.
we did.
Yeah, because I added in the Down with the Sickness.
All right, we'll do our modern album that we're going to review here, and this is a new. And actually, how I wanted to review this one, and totally, BC and I were talking the other morning, change of shifts, and we were talking about the Gene Vault experience in St. Louis. I guess the next day, Ace did this impromptu, not acoustic, this electric thing in this hotel, and I know all the, everyone's saying, you weren't there, blah blah blah, whatever. It was a half an hour long video, and actually I haven't been able to find it. They took it down. It's absolutely, it's horrible. Ace, I don't know what the fuck was going on. It was painful to watch.
I just gotta say, when you asked that question, what can Steve horribly think? He wasn't there. Otherwise, I definitely would have said this. Whatever you want to call it.
I don't know what it was. It was weird. It was uncomfortable to watch. It was terrible. And you guys out there, if anybody was there, and I know Jody Havenot, I believe that was his guitar, that first guitar that Ace was trying to play. I'm sorry, you're supposed to be a professional. I don't give a shit if it's 10 o'clock in the morning. You should be able to pick up the guitar and play fucking Cold Gin. I don't, that's my feelings on it. But what I was getting at is when I pulled up that video and it came on, I think it was Metal Sludge maybe, and they have the ads on the side. And I saw an album cover, and the name of the band is called Tales from the Porn, which I was like, wow, that's like a really weird name for a band. And so I said, well, neither one of us even heard of it. I said, let's listen to that and we'll review it on the show. Whether it's good or bad, we'll review it. And then I told Dylan, and Dylan's like, well, that's really a really terrible name for a band.
Yeah, I think that's just a really not a great band name. Like if they're going for like some like kind of B movie type deal, like Tales from the Crypt or something like that, they could have picked a better word than porn. I don't know. I don't know.
It's a weird name.
It's weird.
But getting to the album though, I got it on my iTunes. It's really good. It's apparently a band from Brazil, and the singer on it is Stevie Rochelle from Tough. And he never actually even met the guys. It was, done. We talked about recording, with, different parts of the world. And he did the vocals on it in Los Angeles, and they recorded the music in Brazil, I guess. And it's a good hard rock album. It's really good.
I think that the thing that surprised me the most on this album was the cover of Danger Zone.
Yes, I agree.
I love that it instead of like the keyboards, it's the bass doing the and it's really a cool way to switch up the song, and the guitar solo in it is really, really awesome.
I was just going to say I agree.
Yeah, from Top Gun.
Yeah.
I love when a band takes a song that's normally not from that genre and crank it up.
Yeah.
And that was definitely one of them. I said overall it's very good. Like, Runaway Lovers, back to the 80s, Tales from the Porn. You can throw it on and you know what? You just, it's good.
Yeah. And if you don't want to hear the word motherfucker in a song,
oh yeah, don't
listen to the song Tales from the Porn. That's what song that's on, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I like that song.
It's they say motherfucker in that song probably 15 times.
15, 40.
It's crazy. But it's a good hard rock album. The guitar work in it is great. The solo in where is it here? Hot Girls and Fast Cars is just absolutely friggin' shredding. It's a really good album. I don't think it's a band that we're going to be seeing play live anytime soon. Especially with the the guys, the band itself being in Brazil. But it would be cool if they came up here and played some shows.
It's not a band that's going to change the world.
No, but it's good hard rock album.
Good hard rock album.
It's produced very well.
Very well. Yeah.
The sound on it is really excellent. I think it gets a thumbs up for me. What do you think, Don?
Yeah, I really like it.
We'll take off a point for the name.
Yeah, definitely. But it's a cool sound, especially a band that's just coming out. Like it has a very old school feel to it. But just like their first song, I mean, when you name a song back to the 80s, you know what you're going to expect from this band. But it's very much 80s with a modern twist, I think. And I actually found out what the title means.
Let's just go.
Yeah, the title is H.M.M.V.
So according to this post, that is definitely not in English. It's heavy metal Minha Vida, which Vita means, I believe, like it's the verb is like to live, I think.
So like live metal, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it through Google Translate
Or maybe,
and see if we can get
maybe it means beer.
get an answer.
BC's hoping it means beer, because then he'll be listening to it even more. But it is a really good album. You guys check it out. Let us know what you guys think about this album, or Night in the Ruts, or Dirty Looks, Cool from the Wire. We wanted to just kind of do a kind of different kind of episode today, because our other co-host BB, he's flying the friendly skies over to Ireland, and once again we wish him and his son safe travels and have a good time over there.
Drinking Guinness.
That black horrible beer.
It's not that bad.
Ugh.
Can't drink it all day long.
I can't drink it once.
Come on.
But you guys, let us know what you guys think. Check us out. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Castbox. Check out our YouTube page. And all during the week, as you guys out there know, we put out videos of all the bands we talk about and everything throughout the week. I always put up probably at least 5 videos a day throughout the week. Interact with us. Share them with your friends. If you have a friend that's out there that's not a podcast listener and don't really know what a podcast is, let our podcast be their introduction to podcasts, and let us know what you guys think out there. Dylan, you got anything for us?
I think that I'm glad that you guys are friends, and that we were able to do the Newlywed game without you guys killing each other. We all learn a thing or two about each other when we ask questions, and I think that in terms of friendship, you guys have a really strong friendship, and it's something that I think the listeners should definitely take away from that. Your co-hosts like each other, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, and I really, me and BC, we go way back, and actually, we had our first episode. That was the first time I ever spoke to BC was about music. He doesn't really remember it that well, but literally the very first conversation we had
Many moons ago
was about Kiss, and then he shut me down and said he liked Cheap Trick better.
And actually, to tie it in, the album I guess stands for like heavy metal my life, because Minha Vida I guess means my life. So you guys, it's like that's your life, heavy metal. Your friendship is based off of this music, and it's grown strong through your mutual love for this genre. And it's cool that we ended this review with an album that's called Heavy Metal My Life.
we never even knew what the hell it was.
No.
See, the themes.
I was going to ask that.
The themes are present, everybody.
Yeah, because I literally wrote Dylan a note like 5 minutes ago, find out what that means, because I was looking at it and I was like, I have no idea what the hell that means.
Yeah, it's a Portuguese translation. So.
Yeah, so you guys check us out. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Like I said, it was a little different kind of episode, and kind of thrown together within the last couple of days, because we had another show planned, and that kind of fell through, which I think we're going to be recording next week. And the pieces of the puzzle just didn't jive up this week, and we just kind of wanted to do a show old school style here with just the three of us, and I really enjoyed it.
Again, yes, I mean, going back to the Aerosmith, to me, I like doing this because it brings you back and gets you back into stuff that, like you said, you kind of gets put off to the side, because like there's so much music of everything out there. I like when we do classic stuff.
I really love that Aerosmith album, and I liked the other 2 albums too this week. I'm glad that I got to listen to them, because I never would have given a band called Tales from the Porn a chance, because
Yeah.
I still think it's a terrible name, but it's a great band. I really enjoy the music that they put out. And I'm glad that you guys were game for the game show, because I always love doing these kinds of episodes, because it's different. Cool. And it gives almost like a sense of who you are as a person, and like what your individual tastes are out there. So thanks for being game, guys. Appreciate it.
No problem. I really enjoyed the episode, and I hope you guys out there liked it. And I want everybody out there, let us know who your metal friends are. Who would be your if you hear a great new album, who would be the first person that you would tell about it? That's what I want you guys to do out there. Just let us know who's your go-to person that if you heard like the best album of the year, and you know that your friend hadn't, who would be that person that you would go to and say, hey, check this out. So just let us know that.
Who would you sing the song "Stand" by Kiss about? Stand by my
that is
side.
horrible,
I'll be
horrible
next to you.
Kiss song. Oh my God, I hate that song.
I should have asked what is one Kiss song that Steve hates, and that'd be one of them. God Gave Rock and Roll to You would be one of them. Beth, shout it out loud.
Yeah, I'd listen to Shout It Out Loud 1,000 times in a
God
row
Gave Rock
rather
and
than
Roll is-
that. It's
That's pulling
horrible.
teeth.
See, and I am not the person that likes everything from Kiss. I mean, and like I said before, if someone says, do you like, what's your favorite Kiss album? When someone says all of them, I just want to run out into fucking traffic. You cannot like everything that everyone does. I'm sorry, it's not possible.
An unpopular opinion: I don't think Destroyer's as good as everybody says it is.
Ooh, Mark Anthony K will love you.
There's some, like, Detroit Rock City is a great opener, but I don't think it's like this is the best Kiss album ever. I don't think it is. That's just my opinion.
You'd be getting texts about 3 in the morning tonight.
Death threats.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not already hating me for doing this Newlywed game.
I liked it. It was good. It was different. I liked it.
It was cool. Yeah.
Now,
We'll,
3 o'clock this morning, I'm going to be texting answers up. Hey, if I would have said this. I would have said this.
I know, and next time that we're changing shifts at work, I'm sure we'll be talking about it, and we'll be like banging these things out like boom, left and right. But I just want to thank everybody out there for listening. Thanks, Dylan, for manning the keyboards. BC for showing up here. Like we said, we had a really, really shitty snowy day here, and Dylan and I literally just got done digging out the whole goddamn neighborhood before we came down here. And you guys stay safe out there and enjoy the show. Share us with your friends. Share us with your metal friends out there, your buddies, and turn some new people onto our podcast. And we will see you next time, and there will be a next time.